As ribbons were tied to the gates of the Sydney seminary Cardinal Pell now calls home, abuse survivors breathed a sigh of relief.
Finally, I can stop holding my breath, so to speak.
Cardinal George Pell has always maintained he knew little of child sexual abuse allegations. But the inquiry found George Pell knew about paedophilia behaviour by senior priest Monsignor Day as far back as 1971, and allegations about notorious paedophile priest Gerald Ridsdale by 1973. The Commission satisfied by then sexual abuse was on his radar, and that George Pell, then a junior priest, had considered measures to avoid situations that might provoke gossip. George Pell told the inquiry he was kept in the dark about why Ridsdale was moved from parish to parish, the Commissioner ruling that was inconceivable, and he would have known by 1982, as he was in meetings where it would have been discussed. Stephen Blacker was abused by Ridsdale that same year.
I suppose it comes back to the waste and the fact that the abuse should have been prevented and wasn't.
The Commission found that by 1973, George Pell had been told directly about Christian brother Ted Dowling, who was later convicted of abusing more than 30 boys. And that in 1989, when an auxiliary bishop, he failed to act on allegations involving Father Peter Searson. The Commission found Searson had enjoyed a level of infamy, and Bishop Pell should have advised the Archbishop to remove him.
It is vindication that, you believed. You actually believed, because, with this, and there's so many out there that have just suffered in silence.
But it was George Pell, as Archbishop of Melbourne, who did remove Searson 7 years later. The Commission also found, as Archbishop, George Pell failed to remove Father Wilfred Baker on learning of allegations against him. But in a statement, Cardinal Pell says he's surprised by many of the findings of the commissioners, and adds that their views about his actions aren't supported by the evidence. In particular, that he knew why Ridsdale was being moved from parish to parish when they say he did. Allegations that Cardinal Pell offered a bribe to a victim of Ridsdale, shouted at another boy reporting abuse and spoke crudely of Ridsdale's crimes were not accepted by the Commission. Sarah Farnsworth, ABC News, Melbourne.